Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and today I'm taking a closer look at and installing the SR Performance adjustable front strut available for your 94 to 04 Mustang at home. Now, you should be considering the SR option if you're looking to replace a blown out or high mileage factory strut on your SN95 with an affordable upgrade over a stock replacement thanks to things like the monotube construction and 32-way adjustable design, which does give owners some flexibility with things like ride quality and handling performance. So again, these are going to appeal to the SN95 owners out there for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, if you're still rocking your factory dampers and the ride is just garbage, then chances are you've blown out one or two of your struts, if not more, and it's probably time to start looking into a replacement. Now, if you have a set of lowering springs, well then the SR struts would be a perfect choice as they are better suited to handle the lower ride height and firmer spring rate, much better than a factory replacement damper. Now, these guys are also going to feature a larger internal piston to help provide better overall damping, and they also do kick in the adjustability to give owners the flexibility to either firm things up or soften up the ride quality based on your preferences. Construction of the SR Performance strut is going to be pretty solid throughout here, guys. You're looking at a burly steel body on the outside, finished in that satin black powder coat for a stealthy or stock appearance. Now, the SR Performance option does feature that gas-charged monotube design, going to be a little bit more durable than those more affordable twin tube options. And again, with that larger internal piston, certainly looking at a more performance-oriented damper as well. Now, the SR adjustable strut does feature 32 levels of adjustment here, can easily be adjusted with the included Allen wrench. And again, I do want to point out that these are sold individually, guys. So if you are looking to do both of the fronts at the same time on your SN95, New Edge, whatever at home, just make sure you're grabbing two at the same time. Now, on top of that, guys, the SR Performance options do not include any extras like strut mounts or anything like that. What you see is what you get. So you can either reuse your existing mounts if they're in great shape, or it might be a good opportunity to pick up a new set while making the swap. Price point for the adjustable SR option here is going to land in that mid to high $100 range per side, which at the time of this video does make these one of the most affordable adjustable monotube replacements on the site. Now, Koni Yellows, they're another popular adjustable strut option here. They're going to be at least $100 more per side, so that's definitely more of a premium option. I would say this is more of an entry-level or mid-tier adjustable option. But if you did want to save some money and you don't really need the adjustability, you could always go with a set of non-adjustables here. We do have a ton of options to choose from as well, so my advice to you guys, check out the rest of our selection here on the site before making your final decision. Now, moving into our install, and the site's going to call this a solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe a couple of hours to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need an impact, various ratchets, an adapter if necessary, 12, 15, 21, and 24 millimeter sockets, caliper hanger tool, the provided damper adjuster tool, and also not shown here is a jack and jack stands. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a front strut on our Mustang, but before we get started, we're going to send you to watch a quick clip on how to remove your factory strut, and we'll see you when you get back.
All right, so moving on to the front, you can see that I have both my wheels and tires off. I've already disconnected the sway bar end link on the driver's side, so I'm going to do the same on the passenger side here. It's a 15 millimeter nut. So let's get this nut off and this bushing as well. If that doesn't come off, it's fine. Usually hit it up, hit the sway bar up, and both of those bushings will pop. All right, so now we're gonna remove our sway bar end links. Again, I have that 15 mil deep socket on my air ratchet, and then I have a 10 millimeter wrench on the shaft of the end link, just to keep it from spinning. Just gonna start this nut. And pull that end link out of here. Remove that on both sides. All right, now we're going to remove our sway bar. You can see this is our mounting point with our bushing in there. These are 16 millimeter nuts. There are 2 on each side, And this plastic piece right here, we're actually gonna snake it through. So I'm going to buzz these off. Hoping that plastic is going to keep it up while I remove the other side. All right, so what we're gonna do now is remove our caliper and rotor. First, starting with our caliper, we're gonna take the whole unit off, so we're after these two 15mm bolts on the back side. Let's get a breaker bar on here first. Make sure that we can loosen them up. All right, well, let me get my air ratchet in here. And just to get ready, I have my caliper hanger right there. I'll keep that where my body bolt is. Where is this guy? All right, and then we're gonna hang this caliper out of the way. All right, so next up, we're gonna remove our rotor. If you haven't replaced your brakes or removed your rotor yet, you may still have these factory locking washers. R99 only has about 40,000 miles on it, so these are the original brakes. And we're going to remove these little metal washers, like the lock tabs that hold your rotor onto the hub itself. So you don't need to replace these or put them back on. I'll show you a trick when I reinstall the wheel, how to get your rotor to stay in place. But I just bend it so it's a misshape and then just spin it off. And now we can pull our rotor off. All right, so what we're gonna do next is remove our wheel speed sensor or our ABS sensor right here. And we need an E8 E-bit. So it's like an inverted Torx. And I have this on my 1/4-inch drive, so I'm just going to loosen this up and remove it. Because we gotta separate our spindle from our strut here in a second. And we don't wanna cause any unnecessary stress on this wheel speed sensor because they aren't cheap. All right, so that's out. All right, so let's remove that wheel speed sensor. I'm just gonna push it in the front and pull it in the back as well at the same time, because this has not been removed since new. There's a lot of road grime on that. All right, so that's out. Then I'm gonna take my push pin removal tool and get this loom out of the way. And then lift up on these. Just get that out of the way. Again, this is a magnet, so you can just stick it to the body part and it'll be out of the way. All right, so our next step is to remove this 124mm nut holding this little brake line bracket in place. So just spin this off. We are going to attach that again later. And then we're going to lower the vehicle down to the ground so we can get a jack onto the lower control arm. And then we're going to remove the two nut and bolts holding our strut assembly to our spindle. And what that will do is release the tension on that pocket spring so we can lower the jack, get that spring out, and get our strut up all at the same time. All right, so as you can see, I have a jack directly under my lower control arm. The vehicle is pretty low to the ground, and what I'm going to do is now jack up on my jack and take up some of that tension on my pocket spring. Now I can remove the nut and bolt on my lower strut assembly. I'm going to need a 21mm socket for my bolt head on this side, and then a 24mm socket for my nut side. Let's go ahead and get our tools in place here. All right, there's the first nut. And let's get the second one out of here. Second nut, I'm gonna try to pull one of these bolts out. All right, there's one, there's two. Then I'm going to let my spindle just hang out here. And you see my strut is free now.
Alrighty guys, so now that we have our lower mounting points for our strut disconnected, we've got a floor jack under our lower control arm supporting it. And we are simply going to remove the top mounting nut. We want the base mounting plate for our assembly to stay in place because we're not replacing that. We're going to swap in our new strut. So we're going to grab our 21mm socket on our impact and remove this top mounting nut. When we remove this, we want to reach under and support our strut. And that'll come out. Now we'll pull our top bushing and nut and washer aside, along with our spacer. Then we can remove our strut and set it aside. And once you've got this side out, you can do the same thing for the other side. So we will be reusing our dust shield off of our factory strut. So to take that off, you simply pull it off. Pop this bushing off with it. We can grab our new strut. Install our bushing and slide our dust cover over, just like so. And once we have that on, we'll get it up into place. We're gonna loosely install our top mount first to get it to hold. So we'll send this up through into our mounting area. Once we have that through, we'll install our spacer. Our bushing and our washer. And we'll get our provided nut loosely installed. That's just going to hold it all in place. Now we'll get our lower mounting point on with our knuckle. So we'll line our strut up. Mounting holes lined up. We're going to reuse our factory hardware. We'll get our top one in first. We'll get our bottom one in. Reinstall our 24mm nuts. No, it goes on the outside. Then we can tighten this back down with our 24mm socket on our ratchet and a 21mm socket on our impact. Get our ABS line bracket back in place over our two bolts. Reinstall our 24mm nut. We'll grab our 24mm socket and tighten that back down. Now we'll tighten down our top mounting nut with our 24mm socket. This is a lock nut, so. Yeah. So now these front struts do have adjustable damping settings. That is achieved with the provided long Allen wrench, and your adjuster is going to be inside of your strut shaft, so to speak. Now these are adjusted in clicks, so if you want a stiffer ride, you're going to go right, clockwise, and you'll feel it click. If you want to go loose, you go counterclockwise, so it locks out. So you can tune this a bit to how stiff or soft you want your damping. Next, we can reinstall our brakes. So we'll start with our rotor. Put that back into position. Then we can reinstall our brake caliper bracket with our 2 factory 15mm bolts. So now we've got our bracket in place, we'll reinstall our factory hardware. First bolt started. The next one. We'll tighten these back down with our 15mm socket. Next, you want to make sure your brake pad clips go back into place if they did come out. Sometimes if they're a little worn, they will just kind of fall out. We can reinstall our pads. Line these up. Get our outer pad in. We can reinstall our caliper. Install our 12mm bolts. Tighten those back down with our 12mm socket. Now once you've got this side done, you can repeat the same process for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our SR Performance adjustable front strut for your 94 to 04 Mustang. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.